We start with the name of Almighty God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear student friend follower, in today's session, in today's lecture, I would like to teach you about Edmund Spencer's life, and his masterpiece, Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen is basically allegorical poem. It's an epic. It's an epic, and it is a allegorical poetry or allegorical poems, in which you will have another story that is also running with the story. So whatever story I'm going to teach you, so along with you will have another story. So it is basically a conflict between Protestant and Roman Catholic Church. You know, that time there was a church that was very prominent, that was Roman Catholic Church. Whatever you have to do, you will have to take a permission from church. You know, at the time of the Geoffrey Chaucer, you know how churchmen, they were exploiting religions and how they were misusing the religion, and they were taking money from people, they were exploiting them, and people, they were earning, and they were giving their money to the church. So church was misusing. Now Roman Catholic Church, it is totally degraded in the eyes of the people. What happens? This man, Edmund Spencer, he writes these poems, fairy queens, to show the two powers. So one is a evil and second is a good. So in the eyes of the Edmund Spencer, Protestant church, which is a new reformed church, this church is a good, and it's compared to the Roman Catholic Church. So there are two church, they are being discussed. So there is a good and evil. There are certain forces, they are approaching to evil, and there are certain forces, they are good, and they are fighting with evil good. Basically it is a kind of religious poems, and in these poems there is one queens which is known with the name of Gloriana. So Queen Gloriana is in fact representing Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was a daughter of the Henry VIII. I have already taught you the story. I think I have already told you about Henry VIII. Henry VIII, who was a husband of Anne Boleyn. So she is basically daughter of the Henry VIII. Henry VIII was interested to have a son because he needed a successor. For his successor, he was marrying again and again, and even he killed his wife as well. So Roman Catholic Church, they say that we do not allow you to marry again because you are killing your wife and you are cruel enough. He says that you don't allow us, we are going to break our relation with you, and we are going to construct, we are going to create our own church. So upon this, Henry VIII created the Henry VIII and their public, they created their own church, and this church is known as Roman Protestant Church. That was different. That was different from Roman Catholic or Roman Catholicism. So here you will see two forces. One belongs to Roman Catholic and other belongs to Protestant. Hope you got the point. Now we are going to discuss life of the Edmund Spencer. Edmund Spencer was born near Tower of England. He was born in Tower of London. He was born in London, in fact, 1552, and he was died in 1519. You can write down point if you wish. He was born 1552 and died 1599. He was a son of the tailor. His father was a tailor. So he belongs to middle class family, and basically he got his early education from tailor's school, and over there he received his education. His father was not very rich person, he was mere a tailor. He he supported him, and ultimately he received his BA from Pembroke College. He received his BA degree in 1553, and later he received his MA degree in 1576. In 1573, Edmund Spenser received his BA degree. And in 1576, Edmund Spenser receives his MA degree. Along with the earning and learning, he completed his educations. In Cambridge, he learned and earned. He was selected as the secretary of the bishop, and Charles Lamb very first time he gives him title of poet's poet. Maybe in your PPSC exam they will ask that who is known as a poets poet. Who is known as the poet's poet? You will say Edmund Spenser. You can write this point. Edmund Spenser is known as poet's poet according to the Charles Lamb. Who gives him title of poet's poet? Charles 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 Lamb. Charles Lambs give him title poet's poet. Then he had a two friends. One was Sir Edward Dyers, and second was Sir Philip Sidney. Sir Philip Sidney, he has written an apology for poesy. So he defended poetry. Because at the time of Sir Philip Sidney, people were criticizing poetry. They were saying that mother of all evil, not good, and it just detract peoples, and Plato discarded poetry. So Sir Philip Sidney was a critic. He was an English critic, and this critic defended poetry. Sir Philip Sidney. Sir Philip Sidney was the friend of Edmund Spenser. So these two friends, he had two main friends. You can write down their names. Sir Edward Dyer, Dyer, and Sir Philip Sidney. Sir Philip Sidney was a critic. So these two friends, they promoted him a lot. They promoted him, they encouraged him, and he had written more due to the support of the friends. So they were his friend, and they were also literary men. He was later appointed as a secretary in Ireland. So he will have to go to Ireland, because he was selected as a secretary in Ireland under the reign of Queen Elizabeth, where he met Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh. Please write this name, Sir Walter. Another major name, Sir Walter Raleigh. Rael'Igh. So he met this great person, Sir Walter Raleigh, when he went to Ireland. Over there he met Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh recommended him. You have written this Fairy Queen, which is a bombastic book, which is really beautiful book. And he saw this book, and he was inspired from the work of Edmund Spenser, and he recommended him, since you have written this book, why don't you show this book to the Queen Elizabeth? So he showed his work to Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth takes his work, and she keep in her palace, and she admired him, and she also gifted him and honored him, and she admired Sir Edmund Spenser. He came back to England. He performed his duty as a secretary in Ireland, and he also showed his work to Queen Elizabeth. And Queen Elizabeth, she was inspired from the work of Edmund Spenser, because Sir Walter Raleigh, who was a friend of Edmund Spenser, he recommended him, you should show your work to Queen Elizabeth, and she will definitely admire you, and she will offer you or gift you. She will give you gift, and she gifted him. She respected him. She honored him, because he has mentioned Queen Elizabeth as well. Gloriana, in fact, she was allegorical, a symbol of Queen Elizabeth. So Queen Elizabeth, she was very happy to see this work, because in this book, church Protestant church was admired, and Queen Elizabeth, she was also supporter of the Queen church, Protestant church. His father was also supporter of Protestant church. He came back to England. Now he comes back to England. Over there, he met Elizabeth Bolley. Elizabeth Bolley. Elizabeth Bolley was his wife. He met him, inspired him, and he got married with Elizabeth Boyley. Elizabeth Bolley, he married to Elizabeth Bolley, and he met him in 1591, admired, and ultimately got married. So after that, he writes poetry for his wife as well. So he writes two poems. He writes, he dedicated and write two poems. It was basically collection of poems, Amority and Epithalamians. So he writes two books, two poems for his wife, and he dedicated her. Amority, Amoreti, Amorites and Epithalamians. Epithalamians. Thalmion. Epithalamians. So he writes two poems for he dedicated to his wife 1595. In 1595 he writes two poems for his poem, because that was his married life and he was inspired from his wife, and while inspiring from his wife, he dedicated two poems, Amority and Epithalamians and Amority. It was basically collections of the poems. And later he writes another poems, Astrophels and Colon Court. He writes two more books. You can write their names, Astrophils and Colon Courts. In 1995, 1595 was a golden period for him, because he was married and he was very happy, and he was writing good works. So Astrophils and Colon Court he write in 1595 as well. Astrophil, Astro, Phel, Astrophel, Astrophels and colon Court. I hope you can understand. I have some writing issues. Astrophel, I can write again spelling for you. Astrophel and Colon Court. So he write two more books. Then Fairy Queens, he write Fairy Queens in 1596. He write three three more cantos. Fairy Queens, 1596. He writes more cantos. Canto means chapters. He write three more cantos. In 1596, State of the Irelands and the four hymns he writes. In 1596 he writes one more work, State of Ireland, four hymns, 1596, and then he also write Prothalamians in 1596. So it means in 1596 he also writes three more books, State of Ireland 1596, and four hymns for him, HYMMS 1596. In 1596 he returned back to Ireland, and in 1598 rebellions took place in Ireland. Basically Ireland, it was captured by England. Ireland was a state, and Ireland, they were not happy with England. If you talk about the Ireland people, they are basically Roman Catholic. If you talk about England, it is a Protestant, pro-Protestant state, because sect you will find, especially in England, they are pro-Protestant. But if you talk about Ireland, they are totally, they are favoring Ireland, they are favoring Roman Catholic Church. So basically they are different sect wise. They usually fight with each other. If some people they belong to England, they are living in Ireland, they kill them, they burn their houses. So they fight with the name of religion, with the name of sect, and they were fighting between each others. So in 1596, he returned back to Ireland because he writes his work. He writes so many books, and nobody recommended him. Nobody admired and appreciated him, and he was disappointed. And he returns back to Ireland. He lived in Ireland in 1598. There was a rebellion. Rebellion took place in Ireland because they were fighting against the England people, especially people they belong to England. They were Protestant and they were Puritan. They were, Roman Catholic. So Roman Catholic and Protestant they were fighting, and the fighting and rebellion took place in Ireland. And he was shifted from one place to another safe place, and ultimately he was uh, you know returned back. He returns back, and he comes to England. And in 1598 he was died. Some people say that he was died due to the poverty and hunger stricken situation, but it is not true. Some people they say that he was died due to some illness, but some say that he was died due to poverty, and because nobody was admiring him that time. He was just to fight, and he was just causing poverty and hunger stricken like situations, and he was worried and ultimately died. He in fact he was buried in the Poets Corner in Westminster, near Geoffrey Chaucer. So it is all about his life. He was born in England. He went to Ireland. Over there, he served as a secretary. He comes back. He writes some, work, poems, and books in 1595 and 1596. He writes so many books, but nobody admired him, and he was disappointed. He once again go to Ireland. He once again go to Ireland, but over there rebellion took place, and he was shifted to safe place, and ultimately he was shifted to England. And once he come back England, he was remained worried, and ultimately in 1599 he was died. Sir, Edmund Spenser, he was died. He was a creator of a Spenserian stanza. He writes State of Ireland for hymns, prothalamions and astrophils and colon chords, and he writes even fairy queens. He writes for his wife as well. He dedicated some poems to his wife as well. So Amorites and epithalamions in 1595s. Ultimately, finally, he died in 1599s. So it was his age. His work is known as allegorical work. Here it is a long epic poem. Total books in Fairy Queens. Fairy Queens, basically, if you talk about the Fairy Queens, there are almost 12, cantos. In book one, canto, three canto we are going to study, and rest of, six canto we are going to study, but rest of the cantos we are going to study in later lecture. So book one, two, three was, published in 1590, and book remaining three books he republished in 1596. Spencer's Spenser is also creator of Spenserian stanzas. These are basically pictures of various activity, various chapters of the Fairy Queens. So now we are going to cover six main cantos of Fairy Queens. So let's discuss six canto of Fairy Queens. First of all, I have already told you it is basically it is basically a kind of allegorical work. Allegorical work mean there is a story, and along with this story, writer wants to convey another message you are seeing, and message you are observing, and message you see in the poems. There is extended story or extended meaning of the same story which is being told. It is also known as extended metaphor. It is extended metaphor. Allegory mean extended metaphor, extended story which is being told, and behind this story there is another story. So you can observe same story over here. It is a long epic poems. It is written in Spenserian stanza. There is a iambic pentameter and there is a hexameter as well. 8 lines are in iambic, and ninth line you will see in hexameter. So let's see some characters. There are some character. There is a Red Cross. There is a character Red Cross Queen Gloriana. There is a character of the Queen Gloriana. Queen Gloriana, in fact, she is referred, or she is referred to Queen Elizabeth. Queen Gloriana, she sent Red Cross to rescue the parents of Yuna. Yuna, her parent has been kidnapped by dragons, and this monster and dragon is so dreadful that Queen Gloriana, he hired Red Cross. He's a well-known fighters, and this Red Cross is basically going to rescue the parents of Yuna. Yuna is basically a future wife of the Red Cross, and this Yuna is going along with Red Cross, and they both are along with one of the servants. So there are three people. There is a knight Red Cross. Along with Red Cross, there is